what is the nonprofit industrial complex? It's a term that was largely coined by an organization called Insight. They wrote this really wonderful book called The Revolution Will Not Be Funded, Beyond the Nonprofit Industrial Complex. That's a picture of the cover down there. And essentially what they do is they lay out several critiques of the nonprofit industry, right? And philanthropy more broadly. And this is, in part, comes from an experience as well as observations in terms of how nonprofits have evolved and how they have been used by and large by people in power to squash social movements, to kind of warp the work that folks wanted to do at one point that tried to get at the root of problems, but then moved more towards a social service, kind of individual service model. But they've also been used, for example, and these are the critiques that are laid out in The Revolution Will Not Be Funded. They monitor and control social justice movements, right? There have been a number of IRS investigations that were specifically targeting more political or organizations that were specifically doing kind of Black liberation work. They have been used to manage and control dissent in order to make the world a safer place for capitalism, right? So in trying to appease certain parts of the public or to provide limited kind of one-off services. They redirect activist energies into career-based models of organizing instead of mass-based organizing. This is one that comes up again and again in a number of the chapters in the books. And they allow corporations to master exploitative and colonial practices through, charitable work. And more or less, like they provide a different types of means of control for folks and movements that are typically trying to transform society.